It's been a while since the last one, huh? In the 74 days since I've last posted, quite a lot has happened. New game releases, new game controversies, all topics that would make amazing videos for discussion, and some that I do plan to turn into videos. However, for now, I'd love to return to my roots and talk about a topic that, I don't know, maybe like 4 people care about, has no real consequence to anything, and kinda just lets me complain about something. You ever see one of those video game tech demos? Some guy dropping Sonic the Hedgehog into a random green field, or perhaps you've seen them posted on the Twitter accounts of shitty journalist sites with captions like, "An open world Dragon Ball crossover would go crazy," and the trailer is just this image and somehow the tweet has like 40,000 likes. I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm getting sick of seeing these like every 2 weeks. Now, for anyone who doesn't understand what I'm talking about here, the Unreal Engine is an amazing creative tool that has been used by a countless amount of video games to create amazing features, gameplay elements, or even entire games themselves. Stray, which is a game I talked about on my channel not too long ago, was a game made in the Unreal Engine. The customization screen found in Halo the Master Chief Collection was made using Unreal Engine. It's an extremely versatile engine. Something else the Unreal Engine is known for is allowing games made in them graphically to look amazing and realistic. But what I really mean by that is that the Unreal Engine has been made with game development in mind. It's in the name of the engine, dating all the way back to 1998. The engine was made to make Unreal, and with that in mind, it becomes easier to understand why Unreal Engine demos can look so good in newer versions of the Unreal Engine when put together by amateur developers. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Unreal Engine, any version of it, is the most beginner-friendly engine in the world, or the only one that can make good-looking demos. I really don't know. I don't make games. Sorry. All I will say is that most versions of the Unreal Engine have options that game developers would be interested in using regularly, and that its built-in features are meant to be used for game development. What that big block of text means is that the Unreal Engine, alongside engines like Unity, are extremely popular with amateur or beginner developers as starting points for projects they feel like creating. Now, before I continue, allow me to fulfill a contractual obligation. This video is sponsored by StumbleGuys. StumbleGuys is a completely free-to-play multiplayer party game available to download on iOS, Android, and even Steam. You can compete with players around the world by running, jumping, and stumbling your way through matches against 31 other players to earn the victory crown. StumbleGuys was recently updated with a big update centered around their partnership with the NFL. With it being Super Bowl season, StumbleGuys has included a level based all around it. It's a chaotic, crazy obstacle course to experience with your friends. But that's not the entire update. Not only is there a second new map, but StumbleGuys has made it even easier to play with your friends through their new friends list feature. This means you can get notified when your friends come online and add them to a party to play together. With this new update, they've also added a whole host of new cosmetic items, so why not do what is definitely not the gritty while repping your favorite NFL team? Or you could use this new capybara emote. They even gave him a little tie. You get a free wheel spin every single day, so you could always just hop on to see what you get. Click the link in the description below to download and play StumbleGuys right now. Alright, so I'm not going to sit here and criticize developers for deciding to have fun with making a fan project. It can be a fun and engaging way to learn about the engine you're working in or to practice recreating certain game mechanics that you were inspired by. I'm honestly more sick of not only the reception they get when posted around online, but the fact that they're all either like open worlds with a bunch of random game mechanics scattered around what is essentially an empty box, or other times they're not even actually playable games, and they're just short film style movies that have been created for essentially a one-off YouTube video with some title like Open World Iron Man game concept, 4K HDR ray tracing enabled 144 FPS Unreal Engine 5 demo concept trailer. As I said, what I am more baffled by is the responses that these concept demos usually bring about. If you've clicked on this video, you've probably heard the phrase Nintendo or Sega, hire this man. And for those who haven't heard that before, this used to be an unironic statement posted under videos like this constantly. And while this phrase might have died out and just become an ironic joke now, this same sentiment is still thrown around in the comments of videos like these. I just feel like while these types of projects can be cool, I think it'd be better to uplift and support projects that instead of just recreating a game we already know and like in a different engine, instead you could look at projects that transform and put their own spin on an already existing franchise or a gameplay element from a franchise. Or it could even be their own game entirely. I just feel like projects like that could benefit infinitely more from being spread around because because it actually encourages not only the developer to continue making things, but also provides those developers with feedback on how a wide range of people enjoy the game they're creating. What usually happens with these videos is that when they're posted online, the tone around the "hire this man" sort of phrase still lingers, and people are a lot harsher with criticisms that they might have. Unfortunately, the place where this content ends up is either being turned into YouTube videos with titles like I mentioned before, or being tweeted out by game journalist companies with credit only coming after the post has blown up and people have talked about the demo. Regardless how you feel about this Unreal demo with the Flash, something I've made my own opinion clear on, it has to suck to be the creator in this situation. Like, no, really, imagine for a second, not only is your content probably just stolen and uploaded by this game journalism company so they can get likes on Twitter, you're only credited one day after the post blew up. And in the meantime, you had to watch everyone shit all over your creation and talk about how terrible it looks, only because the journalism company posting this phrased it in that same, "oh, hire this man" sort of tone. You know, I'm a YouTuber. I'm used to getting feedback on the things I create. If one of my videos just got uploaded onto the Twitter account of one of these journalism sites and everyone talked about how much my video sucked, and then I was credited a day later in a reply to that post that comparably no one interacted with, I would be pretty discouraged from creating like anything ever again. There are so many amazing indie games and developers out there that would benefit so much from even just a bit of exposure. And while these Unreal Engine type demos can sometimes rarely be cool enough to actually spark an interesting discussion, I just think it'd be cooler to create discussions around transformative and interesting games and mechanics that put those creative indie developers in the spotlight. Not only giving them a wider range of insight on how people feel about the game they're creating, but any sort of criticism they would receive is a lot less harsh because there's no "hire this man" sort of energy surrounding the post. Subscribe if you'd like, follow me on Twitter. This is just something I wanted to talk about. I got a Meteor video coming soon.